Welcome to the Sire 2.0 inspection program and to the second module in this series of short videos. In this module, we will cover the different components of a Sire 2.0 inspection to give you a greater insight into the Sire 2.0 inspection process, including the benefits that the Sire 2.0 inspection process will bring to the industry, the main differences between the present VIQ7 inspection process and the new Sire 2.0 inspection. Each inspection will have a bespoke question set. We will look at the way the questions are compiled and allocated to an inspection based on information supplied by the operator of the vessel, the structure of the questions, and the way that the hardware, process, and human elements of the questions are to be answered, going away from the traditional binary yes-no answers and introducing the concept of a graduated response and the addition of photograph validation questions, the contents of the negative observation module, and an insight into the subject of concern and nature of concern. And finally, we will look at the information that will be supplied by the operator to enable accurate compilation of the question set. The OCIMF Enhanced Vessel Inspection Program will focus on improving and strengthening vessel inspections by implementing a number of initiatives, including a bespoke, ship-specific set of questions for each vessel inspection called the Compiled Vessel Inspection Questionnaire (CVIQ), with all questions applicable to the type of vessel and cargo. Questions answered from a separate hardware, process, human factor, and photographic perspective. An observation rank of positive, neutral, or negative within Sire 2.0. The term observation, therefore, means any response entered in a response tool. The opportunity for inspectors to assess and write observations using grades of yes. When writing an observation on non-compliant situations, the editor will allow the inspector to write a granular assessment of the observation, including a breakdown by equipment, procedures, and human factors. Detailed and codified negative observations, allowing for systematic comparison and data mining across inspection, vessel, and fleet. The ability for the reader of the final report to assess the physical and cosmetic condition of the vessel being inspected, rather than the inspector attempting to make a subjective evaluation of condition during the inspection. This is the primary intention of the photographic question set. A standard set of photographs required to be provided by the operator, which are made available to the inspector prior to the Sire 2.0 inspection. Information received from the operator is integrated into the system prior to the compilation of the CVIQ. Now let us look at the main differences between VIQ7 and Sire 2.0. Included questions. The VIQ7 inspection had a fixed question set for the type of vessel and variant that was selected, with question sets comprised of approximately 300 to 400 questions. Many of these questions were answered as not seen or not applicable, thus adding no value to the end report. The number of questions in a Sire 2.0 CVIQ question set has been significantly reduced, with questions included according to the risk that they address. All question sets are compiled based on the data provided by operators in the Harmonized VPQ, HVPQ, and the Pre-Inspection Questionnaire, PIQ. This removes the need for the not applicable, NA, and the not seen, NS responses in a report. Structure of the question's answer options. All questions in a VIQ7 inspection required a simple yes-no binary response, with supplementary options for not applicable, NA, or not seen, NS. The Sire 2.0 inspection has moved away from the existing VIQ7 question styles, with questions that now require graded responses for hardware, process, and the human factor elements of each question. The inspection also requires the inspector to validate photographs submitted by the operator. Negative observations. Observations made under VIQ7 inspections are comprised of free text only, with no option for the inspector to provide media content. Sire 2.0 observations identify a subject of concern and nature of concern, and have a photographic evidence function to support question responses. Data provided by vessel operator. In addition to the information provided in the HVPQ, the crew matrix, the PSC, and incident databases, Sire 2.0 includes the standard set of vessel photographs and pre-populates inspection questions from PIQ information. So, what questions are included in the inspection? A bespoke question set is created for each Sire 2.0 inspection and requires the vessel operator to provide information by the following means: the PIQ, the Pre-Inspection Questionnaire; the HVPQ, the Harmonized Vessel Particulars Questionnaire; a standard set of photographs; certificates from a defined list; an inspection declaration, where the operator confirms that all data, photographs and certificates provided are accurate, complete, and are in accordance with the instructions provided. Based on the information provided, the inspection compiler creates a unique ship-specific inspection questionnaire, the Compiled Vessel Inspection Questionnaire, CVIQ. The compiler assesses the vessel type and its inspection history, and then selects questions from the question library based on their risk ranking. All questions require responses on the hardware, process, and human factor elements. These responses will be graduated and supported with documentary evidence. The CVIQ and the information provided through the pre-inspection questionnaire are downloaded to the inspection editor on the inspector's tablet. The expected duration of a Sire 2.0 inspection is spread over the different areas of the vessel to ensure a balanced allocation of questions for each area. A risk-based vessel inspection questionnaire is generated consisting of bespoke, risk-based vessel inspection questions using the bow tie methodology of risk assessment. Questions are comprised of 4 different types. Core: the questions required to satisfy members' fundamental risk assessment criteria. Rotational: the compiled questionnaire ensures that all non-core questions are covered over a period of time, and that each inspection template is designed for a defined duration. Conditional: specific questions based on the available data on the vessel, the operator, or the ship type. Campaign: questions based on areas of specific focus that may be identified by OCIMF and its membership and are applied over a limited period. Let's look at how the questions are structured. Each question is assigned one or more response tools to record the outcome of the inspection activity related to the top-level question. Hardware response tool: where a top-level question or supporting guidance refers to vessel structure, machinery, outfitting, or equipment, the hardware response tool is assigned. In most cases, the hardware response tool assigned is binary, since if vessel structure, machinery, outfitting, or equipment inspected under the scope of the top-level question is found to be deficient in any respect, the response is usually negative. Process response tool: where a top-level question or supporting guidance refers to a vessel procedure or documented process, the process response tool is assigned. There are questions where the guidance requires a binary response against a process-based question. In these cases, the response should be based on the top-level question being answered and the instructions provided in the guidance. Most questions that refer to vessel procedures or documents present require a graduated response. Human response tool: the human response tool is assigned where a top-level question or supporting guidance refers to the familiarity of vessel staff with a company procedure, process, or with the use or operation of machinery or equipment. Inspectors will consider whether the underlying task or activity was performed in an appropriate manner that is in accordance with company procedures, operating instructions, and/or industry best practice. These response tools may be programmed to require either a binary or a graduated response by the inspector. Where a binary response is required, the well-established Sire yes-no convention is used by providing 2 options which are phrased to indicate yes or no within the context of the response tool. Where a graduated response is required, specific guidance is provided for each type of response tool. Continuing with the structure of the questions, let's look at what a photograph comparison response tool actually is. Where a top-level question refers to one of the standard photographs provided by the vessel operator prior to the inspection, a photograph comparison tool is assigned. The intention of the photograph questions is to allow the reader of the final report to assess the physical and cosmetic condition of the vessel being inspected, rather than the inspector attempting to make a subjective evaluation during the inspection. If the photograph is not representative of the general area, the inspector will provide photographic evidence along with any comments or observations, highlighting the actual condition of the area represented by the operator-supplied photograph. The contents of a negative observation. A negative observation made in Sire 2.0 is a combination of a subject of concern and a nature of concern. Subject of concern (SOC) is a term used within the inspection editor application to identify what is being reported on. Nature of concern (NOC), a term used within the inspection editor application to identify what has been observed. The use of the EX-Proof tablet allows the inspector to take and provide photographic verification to support their findings. This use of the tablet will be subject to terminal vessel approval. The photograph repository. The vessel operator uploads a defined set of photographs of the vessel to be inspected. These will be used for condition verification by the inspector during the inspection and will be included in the final report for the information of the report recipient. Vessel certificates. The vessel operator uploads vessel certificates applicable to the inspection process from a defined list. The certificates are available to the assigned inspector through the inspection software before the inspection. HVPQ. A questionnaire for documenting and communicating permanent and infrequently changing information about a vessel, its construction, outfitting, and certification. Information from the HVPQ is used to auto-populate some aspects of the inspection report and to manage the assignment of some questions. The crew matrix. The operator maintains a record of the officers and crew on board. This information is available to the inspector before the inspection. Pre-inspection questionnaire (PIQ). An online questionnaire completed by the vessel operator that provides information about the vessel and supplements the information provided in the Harmonized Vessel Particulars Questionnaire (HVPQ). The PIQ is used to gather dynamic information about vessels' operational history and additional static data. This permits the inspection compiler to assign questions when building a bespoke inspection questionnaire for the inspection. Some of the information gathered through the PIQ is inserted into the inspection editor and the final report as information for the inspector and report recipient respectively. The PIQ is not available as a standalone document. In this module, we have looked at benefits of Sire 2.0 to the industry, differences between VIQ7 and Sire 2.0, what questions are included in the inspection, how the questions are structured, contents of a negative observation, operator-supplied content. This brings us to the end of this module, which has briefly introduced us to the components of the Sire 2.0 inspection. Further modules are available that cover other aspects of the Sire 2.0 program. Thank you for watching.